Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I got a piece of news here, very important, and I think I will incorporate this piece of news in my brain forever, and I will be probably using this whenever I have to make a point and support certain conclusions. So this article comes from the Associated Press from today, July 12th, 2022. Report: UK soldiers killed dozens of Afghan detainees. Well, you know what that is, right? By the definition that we use now kind of loosely to portray certain individuals. So, a BBC investigation alleged Tuesday that British special forces killed dozens of detainees in suspicious circumstances during counterinsurgency operations in Afghanistan a decade ago. Citing newly obtained military documents, where is Assange, Julian Assange, to give us the documents? He's going to be rotting somewhere. Pretty soon he's going to be extradited to the United States and he's going to see some justice. The broadcaster alleged that the SAS unit may have unlawfully killed 54 people in the southern Helmand province in 2010 to 2011. All right, and I did a very quick research, and I said, okay, who was the prime minister during those time in Great Britain? And it was Mr. Gordon Brown. No, it was actually David Cameron. Gordon Brown just stopped in 2010, and in 2010 until more than 2015, it was David Cameron. So David Cameron is going to be called something, right? So it also alleged that the former head of UK Special Forces knew about the alleged killings, but didn't pass on the evidence to a murder inquiry. Well, if he knew, who else knew? Because on Bucha, Ukraine, Putin was immediately linked to the war crime that was just alleged, like this one right here, without any connection yet, not even investigated. And these guys here, allegedly, but it's alleged, okay? When it's alleged, someone said something, but it says here that an investigation. Now, the investigation started or occurred and completed. Nevertheless, let's see here. The Ministry of Defense said the report, and I'm quoting, jumps to unjustified conclusions from allegations that have already been fully investigated. When was the report? The ministry said 2 independent investigations have looked into the conduct of British forces in Afghanistan and that neither found sufficient evidence to prosecute. And I'm quoting, insinuating otherwise is irresponsible, incorrect, and puts our brave armed forces personnel at risk both in the field and reputationally, it said in a statement. And I'm quoting again, the Ministry of Defense, of course, stands open to considering any new evidence. There would be no obstruction, it added. British forces were deployed to Afghanistan. Why? Was Britain in a war with Afghanistan? Declared war? Oh, the invasion. My bad. All right. Dragged in with the big boss, I guess so. Since 2001, as part of a NATO-led international coalition after the September 11 attacks. What? So NATO, the defensive organization, intervened because why? Some people hit some tower, some terrorists. You see how they made the connection? So let's say tomorrow someone does something stupid in a neighborhood with a car, and let's say that person is Iranian, give an example, okay? We should start a war with NATO, should start a war with Iran because that guy with a car, let's say, slams in 5 people and says something, I don't know, this and that and this and that before he does that, or even after, and he's killed by the police, should NATO get a coalition to attack Iran? Well, obviously it's not the proportions, but this is the logic on this. So, thousands of British troops were sent to Helmand from 2006 to help with providing security for reconstruction projects. They reconstructed Afghanistan. Did you see how the skyscrapers are popping up in Afghanistan? Right? Did you see that? So many billions went into that like in a black hole. But they were soon drawn into combat operations. They were drawn. So those guys who were sent over there, thousands of them, right? Thousands of British troops were sent over there just to provide security for reconstruction projects, were just drawn into the fight against their will. I guess they were in self-defense on their territory. So the British soldiers who were illegally on other country's, sovereign country's territory, they will claim self-defense because they were attacked by the guys over there, whose land that is, while they were making sure that the businesses make money. Okay? I got that right? Just a little bit. The BBC investigation focused on one 6-month deployment by an SAS squadron that operated in Helmand from late 2010. It said the unit carried out, and I'm quoting, kill or capture raids to detain Taliban commanders and disrupt bomb-making networks. The investigation reported that intelligence flaws meant innocent civilians were sometimes caught up in the operation. You know what it is, caught up? Killed in the operation. Caught up. Can you see the euphemisms this guy uses here? Intelligence flaws. We know the big intelligence flaw of the, from America and from Great Britain in Iraq, and not only. Citing operational reports detailing the special forces accounts of night raids, the BBC said it found a pattern of similar reports of Afghan men being shot dead because they pulled out weapons after they were detained. Very culturally insensitive, the British soldiers, I think. I think they did not go to take classes like we will and are already here taking with sensitivity classes. And how does that bias and whatever, subconscious bias and all that implied whatever they terms these guys use. Officials were concerned that more people were killed than weapons were reportedly recovered during those raids, suggesting the SAS soldiers were shooting unarmed people, the report said. The report said internal emails showed that senior officials were concerned but failed to report the suspicious to military police. Opposition lawmaker John Haley described the allegations as deeply disturbing and urged Defense Secretary Ben Wallace to explain to Parliament what action he would take to verify the claims. The last UK forces and their NATO allies withdrew from Afghanistan last summer, nearly 20 years after the first Western soldiers were deployed there, and reconstructed it, and they won the war. Yeah. Instead of looking, if they were looking for that guy called, what's his name? I was about to say Saddam Hussein, Bin Laden. Instead of just looking for those guys with intelligence, send a little platoon over there and take care of them, or send 2-3 little missiles on his sophisticated cave network. They would have taken that guy out without the Taliban's even knowing that happened. Hey, Bin Laden, where are you? Hey, hello? Bin Laden? Hey. That's how they would be. The Taliban would not even know Bin Laden was taken out. But nevertheless, what do you think about this? Evidently, things should be investigated and the perpetrator should be found guilty. Now, don't forget, that's a war zone. And a lot of, casualties, well, as I said, caught in the, but I would not just dismiss the possibility of simply, pressure being put on you, you do what your instincts sometimes take over you, and all the training in the world would not be able to protect you from or guide you or prevent you from acting instinctually, and you do some things, but they said it was a pattern. So too many instincts there. Well, we'll find out. All right, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.